Hello, friends. Welcome back to my channel. I am here to give you your weekly meditation, um, your weekly tarot reading, and also talk a little bit about my shadow work services. So let's go get ahead and get started. Find yourself in a comfortable seat, and I just want to invite you to, if you're sitting, just feel the weight of your body. Close your eyes. Feel the weight of your body pulling you into the seat, into this relaxed, comfortable position. Feel your feet connecting with the ground beneath you. Feel your body get heavy. Breathe normally. Feel the weight of your shoulders pulling down. Feel the weight of your arms pulling down, sinking more and more into this comfortable, loving seat. Notice your breath. Notice your inhale and your exhale. Notice the stillness between each inhale and exhale. And just notice your breath in and out. Imagine divine white light as you inhale, scooping all the way down into your pelvic area. And just imagine that light when you exhale, scooping out any stagnancy, scooping out any stuckness you might feel in your body, any areas of tension that might be blocking you from feeling comfort. Notice the space in your body that might be giving you any tension or discomfort, and breathe in that divine light. Imagine it coming into that area of stuckness and of tension. And on your exhale, imagine that tension leaving your body. Notice yourself sinking deeper and deeper into this present moment, noticing the stillness between each breath, each inhale and exhale, finding comfort in the present moment. in this still, soft, present moment. Open your eyes when you are ready, and we'll go ahead and get into this reading. All right, so I want to start off with picking a theme for this week. And I'm using the Black Power Tarot that I received as a gift. I've been working on using this deck, and it's been very beneficial for me to use it as an overall guidance. So I want to pick one for the week for you. I call on the elements of air, fire, water, and earth. And I call on my divine teachers and guides. And I call on the fifth spirit that unites them all, to come into this entire reading with a message for the readers and watchers that may come across this channel. Thank you so much, Spirit. All right. Can you give me a card for this week, Spirit? Can you give me a card for this week? Okay, we have the Judgment card, which is quite interesting. And I'll get into that a little bit more. But let's go ahead and let me go ahead and get a little bit deeper into that card. So what I love about the Black Power Tarot is that Khan, who came up with this interpretation, he's a musician. So a lot of they're all based on pioneering Black musicians. So in this card, and I'll pull it up a little bit closer so you can see it. Make sure you can see that. So this card is based on the, I always say it wrong, but I believe it's the Marseille Tarot. I pronounce it like Versailles because I've been to Versailles, so I love that place. But okay, so this is the Judgment card. And so instead of it being the classical Judgment card, what we see here is actually African Americans. So let's take a look. Judgment card. So this is actually Erykah Badu, right? Erykah Badu and Andre 3000. And at one point, I believe they were a power couple, right? But also, when you think about their musical nature and the nature of the Judgment card, it's almost as if they changed the field of music. They changed the field of hip hop as we know it. It's almost as if we're bringing this weirdness, and so the Judgment card, for them to be on the Judgment card, it kind of shows us that we're being called into this new life, and it could be weird. It could get weird, but it's all art. It's all beautiful. And that's also the message that I've been getting intuitively lately, is that we are constantly going through a cycle of life, art, and being inspired. So, and I think so much about the Three of Pentacles when I think of that. And I also think about the Wheel of Judgment going in a cycle. But Judgment also is this is where we stop and we meet. And this angel of light, right? calls us from our the depths of ourselves, calls us from um, you see this there's the of course Erica Badu, Andre 3000, and there's like someone coming out of there's a child even coming out of this casket, but in the traditional, right, this is also men, women, and child being called from death into life. And it's interesting too because we're in this phase of Pisces, and Pisces is the end of the signs of astrology. This is the final phase where you can contemplate on family, contemplate on um, what was lost, meditate on what was lost, and also open yourself to what is to be gained because something new is definitely coming. You are being called to new life with this judgment card. So keep that in mind for this week, judgment. And let's go ahead and get into this reading. Hmm. So I'm kind of trying to figure out which one I should use. Should I use my Dream Enchantress or the Rider Waite? Because I've been using the Rider Waite, but I really like the Dream Enchantress. I'm going to use the Rider Waite because I've been feeling the Rider Waite, feeling it. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some cards out for this week. And also, um, if you haven't kept up with what's going on, um, we've had a new moon. Again, we've had a new moon in Pisces yesterday, Saturday, March 13th. I believe that's probably correct for most of the planet, but yeah, we had a new moon. So this is a perfect time to journal, to meditate on everything that has happened in the last year. Where were you? I mean, I think we're all thinking about that too, because where were we when everything started, when we, experienced this kind of shutting down of external life? This is happening like almost a year to the day. So, have you meditated on where you were a year ago today? It's probably a good thing to do too. All right. So, I'm going to go ahead and get some cards. Get some cards for this week. Ooh, wow. You really want me to get all these cards? This is a lot of cards. You want me to take all these cards? Okay. Do you have any cards for the reading for this week? Do you have any cards for the reading for this week, Spirit? Any cards? There's some guidance. Ooh. Oh. Wow. Okay. Cool. Like that popped out of my hands and I caught it right between my knees. So it's so cool. Okay. I don't think you all saw that. So, all right. So let's see what we have here. These all came out at once. So we got the Three of Swords, the Ace of Wands, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Page of Cups. And then the final card that we have out is the Ace of Swords. So we've got some aces out here, some new beginnings. But the fact that all these four came out at once. So, all right, let's talk about it. Because a lot of times, so if you've been watching my channel for any amount of time at all, I really like to speak from a spiritual point of view. But I end up, I'm just going to share a little bit of vulnerability here. I end up looking at other channels, and a lot of other channels are focusing on these. I call them 3D problems, right? 3D problems, dimension wise, are present day problems that we're thinking about. But when we start thinking about our spiritual lives and our higher selves, I usually think of those, like, again, I don't say it too much on the channel, but I think of those as like higher dimensional um, issues. So it's really hard for me to not do a reading that doesn't delve into spirituality, because talking about 3D stuff is kind of I don't want to say boring, but it is what it is too, right? I also have to accept that reality that we're still living day to day. I can't walk around with my head in the clouds as a reader, knowing that, people have real questions, people have real problems that they need answers to. And so that's why I actually like to do one-on-one readings a lot more, because I can have a discussion and really get into the meat of what is causing us to feel this way. So I'm getting feedback instead of just saying, hey, oh, okay, your relationship is going to end this week or something. That's just silly. So, again, I also don't like to predict things. Um, this is not predictive to me. This is more, how am I in this moment? That's it. How am I in this moment? So let's talk about these cards, because the Three of Swords is very much a card for me that shows on a there could be some conflict in matters of the heart, right? Um, there could be some relationship issues. Again, I only say this because this card has come up. But the Three of Swords is notoriously known for, there's something else going on. There's something else. There's too many people. Too many things being that are weighing on the heart. And a lot of times it's mental matters, right? Because swords are air. Swords are thoughts, and if someone's thoughts are piercing your heart, obviously that person is hurting you. And or you could be hurting yourself by the thoughts that you're thinking about yourself. So that's the other thing that I want to start doing with this channel, is really talking about how you own the things in this card, in these cards, in these readings. So how are you showing up in your relationship with yourself? How are you thinking about yourself? How are you breaking your own heart with your own thoughts, right? You could be causing your own issues. All right, so let's look at the Ace of Wands then. Ace of Wands. I love the Ace of Wands. This is this is all about. I have a joke with another friend of mine about the wands, but yeah, of course, it's definitely a phallic symbol. But we also talk about passion, and we talk about newness, and we talk about growth. And this Ace of Wands is, there's a new passion coming in. So instead of someone using thoughts, right? Instead of you using thoughts to, it's as if you understand how you're hurting yourself with your thoughts. And what you really want to do is take hold of this new passion of yours, right? To um, really embrace it. And aces are about beginnings. Aces are about gifts of the beginning, because this is a divine hand coming from the cloud, right? This is a divine new passion. And you could be realizing at some point how, I keep going back to this Three of Swords. You could be realizing how you're breaking your own heart by not acknowledging your passion, right? Not acknowledging a new beginning that has come in. You might be missing it, a new beginning. And again, this does not have to do with love relationships. This is entirely could be something about how you are tending to the relationship with yourself. So then we have this Eight of Pentacles. So as the message moves along, I kind of see, you know, are you going to treat this new beginning, right? Once you've understood, oh, it's my thoughts that are actually doing me harm, that are actually causing my heartbreak. It's my thoughts that are doing this. Are you going to do the same old thing that you usually do when you discover new things, or are you going to do something new? Because the Eight of Pentacles is about repeating a process. Um, and when you repeat again, we go back to this Judgment card, right? It's a cycle. It's a cycle. This is a time of, are you repeating the process, or are you going to start a new process, a new way of addressing how you talk to yourself, addressing how you embrace new beginnings and new passions? Ooh, and this is all about talent and money too. So, are you investing in these things properly? Um, are you understanding that you have the resources to do this? Are you giving yourself the opportunity to get the resources for this? Because if you're not, I don't, I'm not quite sure what else to say. This is about the relationship with you, your relationship with yourself. Now we have the Page of Cups coming in. Page of Cups. This is mm, mm, mm. Pages are pages. I see pages as, historically, pages are seen as young people or children. And while this could mean a birth, right? This could mean a pregnancy because we see the fish in the cup, and the cup usually stands for pregnancy, right? Um, I don't really like to talk about those kinds of things in any kind of reading because it really talks to, this is something that, again, this is your relationship with yourself. So let's look at it from those terms instead of the historical term that is connected with this card. Page of Cups. This is something, again, new. This is an offer of new emotion, but it's advanced from the Ace of Cups. It's way more advanced than the Ace of Cups. This is the end of the journey of the cups and the beginning of the maturity of the journey of the cups. Even though the Page of Cups, yes, is representatively sometimes a child or a young person. Yeah. There's a message coming of some sort of gift of emotion following this. Maybe you are allowing yourself to feel the emotion that you need to feel, um, to get you through this cycle of conflicting thoughts about yourself, the things that you say to yourself, the things that you think of yourself when new opportunities come. And, if you process them the same way, are you going to get the same result, or are you going to get something new? And it's funny that at the end of this journey, we have the Ace of Swords. And this is different from the Ace of Wands. I mean, it's still a new beginning, but it's a new thought. It's a new clarity. It's new clarity, new thought, um, new divine insight. This could be intuition kind of combined with an enlightenment, almost a message from the skies. Hmm. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck here. The Four of Cups. Hmm. And again, this speaks to, what are you going to do with the process of thoughts that you're having, and how are they going to, how are you, this is all on you, right? This is all on you. The Four of Cups in this particular reading, I see this as, what are you going to do with this next offer? What are you going to do with this next offer? Someone is giving you a gift from the divine. Are you going to keep concentrating on, are you going to keep concentrating on these, on these three cups here, or are you going to accept these gifts that are coming from the divine? These are coming from the heavens. Are you paying attention? Are you, is this you in meditation, right? Is this you? And this could also talk about what we're in now. Again, we're in Pisces season. I think yes, we're still in Pisces season. I don't even know why I questioned that. But yeah, we're still in Pisces season. This is the time of meditation. Are we going to receive while we're in meditation? Understanding that, yes, there could be a risk that this is something that turns out the same way that, others have turned out. But if we process it differently, if we process the way that we treat ourselves internally, maybe this can turn out to be something completely different. This is where we have hope. And this is where we start to understand how to truly implement and do the work of the self, the work of integrating all these separate parts of ourselves, right? All these separate parts of ourselves. And I see this, again, I see this judgment card as this inner family. There's, in studying shadow work, I've come to learn about internal family systems. And what it talks about is there are, if we think about how we have an inner mother, an inner father, an inner child, and how all those three are coming together to be called into new life, into a new whole self, right? It really talks about how we pull the authentic self out of this judgment, right? And instead of seeing judgment as a bad word, we see judgment as an opportunity. We have this inner family come to into like a conference table, and everybody meets and says, how can we, in the self, right, at this conference table, you're all coming together in that sense of the spiritual father, the spiritual mother, the spiritual child. And then there's the authentic self, you, the leader. You are coming forward in the system, and you are leading the call. You are leading the call to newness here. You have to step forth into self leadership, self confidence, and growth in order to take this to a whole new level, whatever this is that you're going through. Okay? Wow. I feel like I had another thought there, but I kind of lost track of where I was. So let's go ahead and let's get some goodness for you. Let's see. What do I have here? Uh, let's see. I kind of want to do the mystical shaman card deck. Yeah, let's do that and see what happens. All right. And if spirit doesn't want to come through with cards, that is totally okay. All right. Spirit, you have any guidance for the viewers and watchers of this channel or this video for this reading? For the week of March 14th, Pi Day. Wow, I don't even think I said the date. I'm so busy being here in this moment. All right, let's see. One more shuffle there. These are hard to pick off and piece through. So Let's see. Here, do you have any guidance? Any messages? Let's see. You know what? I think this one wanted to come out. Ah, the council in reverse. All right. Let's get this reading started. Oops. All right, we've got the council in reverse. Let me show you that. Actually, I'll show it to the upright so you can see it. There's a woman there with some sort of headdress, and there's so much light around her. And this is the number 11 card. Now, this card came out in reverse, so I'm going to go ahead and read it in reverse. 11, the council. Okay, so and just to explain, the mystical shaman cards come with an overall reading, and then they either have the invitation if it's upright or the medicine if it's in reverse. So I'm going to read the overall and the medicine. The council are the luminous beings, right, who hold the collective wisdom of humanity. They are the ones before whom you will do your life review when you cross into the world of spirit. A life review is when we place our good and our bad deeds on a divine scale and attempt to explain why we did not love or forgive or dare as greatly as we might have. Know that their wisdom is available to you at all times when you live in a state of yes. Living in a state of yes, right? Are you living in a state of yes? Have you guys asked that question of yourselves during this reading? Are you living in a state of yes? Okay, I'm going to continue. Know that their wisdom is available to you at all times when you live in a state of yes, in an unconditional relationship with life. Yes. They remind you of your place around a sacred fire, which has been reserved for you since the beginning of time. You will claim it when you own your inner wisdom. Mm-hmm. Yep, that is what this reading has been about. I'm 100% sure. And look at this. Look what's under here, under this card. This high priestess comes forward. And of course, the high priestess, whew, she just contains all the knowledge. She's. It's almost as if she's the gatekeeper to the creation of life, right? Okay. So let's read the medicine for the council. You are never alone. Turn to the council to find the guidance you seek and listen to the voice that arises spontaneously. I go back to this judgment card and this sense of the internal family systems thing that I was talking about, that cycle and having that, having that coming together of that inner council, that conferencing. Turn a deaf ear to that nagging voice from your ego that tells you that you are not up for the task before you. Create a spiritual feast for the council. Invite them to your altar every time you meditate and pray. And again, this is the time for meditation. This is also, could you be meditating or are you rejecting? Right? Wow, friends. Okay. Well, how long has that been? Not too long. I hope you all enjoyed this reading. And also, really quickly, just want to talk about even though this says shadow work, I'm actually doing shadow. I'll put this away. So I am, again, becoming certified as a shadow retrieval practitioner. And to add to my training and complete my training, I need some volunteers to hold some practice shadow sessions, shadow retrieval sessions. So if you are interested in a free shadow retrieval session, I am here and ready to work with you. The only caveat is that I would need to record the session so that my trainer, Catherine Liggett, can evaluate my my place as a teacher, my training and the session and for me. So it's not anything about you, it's more about me. However, the session will completely be about you, completely and 100%. So if you're interested, again, contact me in the description. I'll put my link in the description box. But either way, I hope you have a wonderful week. Meditate. Come back to meditate with me next week, and we'll get another reading. All right. Thanks.